African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing on the progress of the special military operation as of July 24, 2025. Tonight, the Russian armed forces launched a group strike with long-range precision weapons and unmanned aerial vehicles against Ukrainian military-industrial complex enterprises and energy facilities supporting the activities of the Ukrainian armed forces. The strike's objective was achieved. All designated facilities were hit. Units of the North Group of Forces improved their tactical position. Manpower and equipment of the mechanized, airborne assault brigades and 2 assault regiments of the Ukrainian armed forces were defeated in the areas of the settlements of Radianskoye, Korchakovka, Kripovshchina, Mariino, and Rizevka in the Sumy region. In the Kharkiv direction, units of the Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and the Territorial Defense Brigade were defeated in the areas of the settlements of Velikiy Berlek and Melov in the Kharkiv region. The armed forces of Ukraine lost up to 160 servicemen, 7 vehicles, and 5 artillery pieces. An ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved the situation along the front line. Defeat was inflicted on formations of 3 mechanized and assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Shredny, Karpovka, Shandrigolovo, Drobashevo of the Donetsk People's Republic and Andrievka in the Kharkiv region. The enemy's losses amounted to more than 230 servicemen, 13 vehicles, and an S-60 anti-aircraft gun. 8 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces took up more advantageous lines and positions, defeated the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized, mountain assault, airmobile brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Pleshchievka, Seversk, Zvanovka, and Serebryanka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost up to 215 servicemen, 3 combat armored vehicles, 5 cars, and an artillery piece. Units of the East Troop Group continued advancing deep into the enemy's defense. Defeated personnel and equipment of 2 mechanized brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements Novogeorgievka in Dnipropetrovsk region, Iskra, Zeleny High in the Donetsk People's Republic, and Novoselivka in Zaporizhzhia region. The Armed Forces of Ukraine lost up to 200 servicemen, a tank, 2 infantry fighting vehicles, 7 cars, and 2 artillery guns. Units of the Dnieper Troop Group inflicted damage on formations of a mechanized brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements Molotov-Machka in Zaporizhzhia region, Antonivka and Belozerka in Kherson region. Up to 60 servicemen, 4 vehicles, a field artillery gun, 2 electronic warfare stations, and 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces troop groups affected damage on drone assembly and storage workshops, fuel depots, missile and artillery armament warehouses, as well as temporary deployment points of Ukrainian formations, nationalists, and foreign mercenaries in 136 areas. Air defense means shot down 6 guided aerial bombs, a long-range guided missile Neptune, and 217 airplane-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the start of the special military operation, destroyed 664 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 72,195 unmanned aerial vehicles, 623 anti-aircraft missile systems, 24,316 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,581 multiple launch rocket systems, 27,780 field artillery guns and mortars, 38,645 units of special military automotive equipment. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, Please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.